Got coffee, all better. So now that it's like a month or so, over a month since Comic Con, I'm going to finally start talking about it. So the week of Comic Con was actually like a super busy week for me because that Wednesday, I the Wednesday before it, I went to the Rick Riordan book tour event for House of Hades, which was amazing, by the way. It was such a good book. If you haven't gotten to Percy Jackson, get into it and get to the latest book in Heroes of Olympus, which is the sequel series of Percy Jackson, if you do not know that. I haven't posted really anything in a while because I've been so busy with all this work. Like, I'm in the animation studio right now, and look at all this. Working on my final. It has to be a 30-second animation, which is a lot of drawings because it's really weird because it seems like a lot of people don't know this, but with animation, every single frame is drawn. Like everything is a picture. And I mean, there's certain kinds of animation where it's not exactly true for that because I mean, you can do like a flash animation, which is like computer animation, and you could have like separate parts of it and then move it like a cutout, and it doesn't really have like it has its merits to it, but it definitely doesn't have the same effect that a whole hand-drawn animation would have. And I've completely gotten off topic. I was going to talk about Comic-Con. This isn't talking about Comic-Con. Something that could relate to Comic-Con, but it's not about Comic-Con. Okay, um, but okay, I'm gonna get off topic again because I'm light. This is a little light box and a table that we use. Yay! And I've got this, which I'm not using right, but it makes sense to me. So this is for dialogue, and I have a lot of dialogue in my final because I'm stupid. And yeah, I guess that's all. And I got some sketches over here for reference for while I animate. Anyway, uh, Comic Con. Comic Con. So for Comic Con, I went as Morgiana on Friday, Morgiana from Magi, which is a great show, and season 2 just came out recently, and yet not so recently. I only started watching it the other day. It's got about 8 episodes out so far, and it's even better than the first season, and I'm so excited for it. And then Saturday, I wore 3 costumes, and I just brought all my costumes with me. I started off with Yukari from Persona 3, and then I changed into the super secret costume that we weren't allowed to tell anyone until like the day before because it was just so awesome and we wanted it to be a surprise. A friend from college was doing an Iron Throne cosplay, and it was really cool. She had like 7 of us, and she designed the whole thing. She made it, and then she had us all put it on and like try it on and such. And we were there, and we assembled. And separately, we didn't really like look like much, but together we made a throne that people could sit on. And we had one of the actors from Game of Thrones sit on us, and it was really cool. And we did that costume on and off. So when we weren't doing that, I would switch into another costume because honestly, walking around with all those like foam swords like sticking out random places was really awkward in such a huge like crowded like largely crowded place. Hey, I can say words. Yes, and then the third costume I switched into at the very end of the day after switching back and forth between Yukari and the Iron Throne costume was Morgiana again because there was a Magi screening, and my roommate, who was just as Tujal, and I wanted to go to the screening in our Magi costumes. And I say Magi. I've always said Magi. I like saying Magi. People pronounce it Maggie or Maggie, or like Maggie. No, they say Maggie. I don't really like it. It just sounds like a person name and not a show name. And I like saying Magi better. But if you want to say it like how it probably should be pronounced, it would probably be like Magi. Yeah, Magi. I would probably be like saying magician, except not. But yeah, I have some clips from Comic-Con. I'll probably upload that in a separate video. And I have like a video of us in the Iron Throne costume. Ah, it's so cool. And someday, I missed the Korra panel on Saturday, which really upset me, but Korra, oh my god, that's a whole other video worth of speaking about. Basically, my thoughts on Korra was there were some episodes, it was like, eh, and then other episodes, it's like, okay, we're getting somewhere, and these other episodes where it was like, I practically was blown out my window of the 15th floor of my residence hall. And I would have been perfectly okay with it. Yeah. And let me say, Juan. Juan was an awesome avatar, and that's when the whole, like, second part of Korra really started turning around for me, when they introduced that aspect to it, and I love the whole different animation style, and that was great. And I'm off topic again. What am I doing? Let's see. Right, and then Sunday of Comic-Con. I actually made it there for the opening of Comic-Con, and my Tori, who hasn't made a video yet, she's busy too. We're all busy, but Tori and I were there, and we saw the Adventure Time panel, and that was so cool, and I loved it. And I did take a few clips of that on my phone. I should get those off because it's taking up space. I really don't have a lot of space on my phone left anymore. Anyway, yeah, that was a really great panel, and they showed clips of future coming episodes, and they answered a lot of questions, and it was just enjoyable. It's not really anything super noteworthy to mention, like nothing that blew me out of the water, and with news, not to mention if there was anything super noteworthy from it, anyone watching this would have heard from it by now, because it's over a month since Comic-Con, and I haven't talked about it. So we saw the Adventure Time panel, and then after that, I hung out for a bit in the dealer's room, and I bought stuff, met up with my roommate Tiffany, and she was talking to this guy who was drawing pictures, and there was this really cool car there, and she ended up buying like the sketchbook thing from him that had a bunch of his drawings in there, and it had like this free space on the front where for $10 he gives you the sketchbook and then draws a picture of whatever you want. And she was just like, draw Superman. And I'm like, oh, cool, I love Superman. And then Tori wanted me to go see the Steven Universe panel with her, so I went to go see that. And only like later that day, when the convention was over and we were all getting a bite to eat, did Tiffany clarify to me that the guy she was talking to for like 2 hours was the current artist for Superman in the Superman comics. And I felt like hitting myself because I love Superman and I didn't know that. I'm gonna cry. Anyway, yeah, I should have gotten one of those sketchbooks. That would have been great. Moving on, the Steven Universe panel was also pretty awesome. And Tori, whose idol is Rebecca Sugar, was working on this little sketch for her that she drew of like Steven Universe characters, and she actually managed to get up there and ask Rebecca like a question during the question time, and she's like, alright, let me ask this question, and then is it alright if I give you something? And she's like, yeah, sure. So she goes to give her the picture she drew, and Rebecca looks at it, and she's just like, I saw this on Tumblr this morning! And before she could really talk about it, the next person was asking the question, and Tori was, like, broken. She was broken for the rest of the day. She was, but not in a horrible way. She was broken because she was just so intensely amazed, and she was just kind of had this face on the rest of the day. So I guess not much else has happened that's super worthy of talking about. Kind of just a lot of work, and It's been keeping me really busy, and I really hope to update this more over winter break because I have from December 15th through January 21st. That's a really long break, and there's so much I want to get done, and so much I say I'm going to get done, and then I'm like, I'm not going to get all this done during winter break. There's no way. So, I'll see. I guess we'll just see how it turns out. Hopefully, I don't just spend the whole time bumming around, because that would suck. It'd feel great, but that would suck. And I guess that brings me to the present, where I'm animating my 30-second final, and I have to write so many papers and do so many more assignments, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hopefully not fail. No, not hopefully. I won't fail. I'm not gonna fail. I'm not gonna fail anything, because I am going to pass everything, because this is the best pep talk in the world. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Happiness. That's the thing. Happiness. Well, happy Thanksgiving. Oh, and quick thing I forgot about. I saw Catching Fire last night. I don't know what that sound was, but it was so good. Oh my god, I can't even handle how good it was. It was like the best book to movie adaptation I have ever seen, and it it was so good, so good. It drained me emotionally. It made me so happy at the same time, which I don't even know if it's possible to be drained emotionally and then feel happiness because you're being drained emotionally. It somehow did it. So, props.